Good afternoon here. This is Layla from Faithfullfit, where we help people to heal from inside out. The topic is healing while raising children, breaking cycle when growth feels slow. This message, I would say, it goes for anyone, but as you know, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, so I can speak from that perspective. I can speak as a professional, and if it aligns with you, that means it's for you as well. If you have anything that you want to share, I'm open that you share. In this page, we are respectful towards one another. We are respectful towards your way of thinking, your belief, and if it's something that you disagree with, it's okay. And we don't fight because of disagreement. We communicate. Okay, so this is something that was in my mind. Is for people who are mothers, right? You are a parent or you are a caregiver, but you yourself still in the process of healing. You're still in the place where you feel like you are healing. You're in the process of transformation. As a believer, when we receive Christ, we say we are transformed by the renewal of our mind, and that we are a new creature when we are in Christ. But I think that sometimes people think that change it automatically happen overnight, that physical change or that state of thinking change. But that receiving of Christ, that renewing, that new creature is a covenant. Is a covenant that we make with alignment with God, that we are who we are because He is, not that we are who we are because of us, but because who He is. So we embrace the renewal and transformation as a new creature, but there's a process that you have to go through in life as you change. I think sometimes people go into that lie, believing that I don't have to put in any effort anymore, and I don't have to put in any work. But the Bible does not say that, because Jesus said, "Follow me, I'll show you the way, I'll guide you." And He wants to guide you to understand your body, your biology, which is the state of who you are, your body, the reflection of who you are as a human being, right? And then that spiritually we learn to align and in a covenant with God, so we can walk in the Spirit. Okay. And at times, if you are people are sometimes so religious that they become blind to their physical state. They become blind to their biology. They become blind to everything else that may be going on in their body that God is speaking to them and want them to work on as well, so they can continue to heal and progress and move, right? So we all in the process of healing. We are in the process of growing. If not healing, but you growing. Okay, as we grow, sometimes our mindset is changed as we grow. Sometimes we learn certain aspect about us that we didn't even know we had overcome, or we didn't even know that's a pattern of thinking, right? So I want to say that motherhood, I don't know about fathers, you can speak. If you are male here, you can share your part. Is motherhood activate certain part of your nervous system, which is the state of your body, that sometimes you react to certain things because you're overstimulated, lack of sleep, emotional demand, constantly interruption with things that happen in your life, and you find yourself responding. Okay, you're responding to certain things with anger, or you're responding to certain things because you're overstimulated. You're responding to certain things that out of a state, out of like the spirit, right? You being, which we call it like I'm being a human, right? Body, our nerve system, right? When I say our nerve system, I'm talking about the state of your body, which is the state of. When I talk about your nerve system, for example, us as a person, there's if you look inside of ourselves, there's different nerves that connect from our brain to our body all the way to your toes. Okay, so when we are feeling emotional, when we are feeling tired, when we are not sleeping, when we not taking care of ourselves, there's reactions that happen from your brain, and then it communicates to your entire body. Okay, and I will get into the part of what the Bible means when it says I am who I am, and in a covenant with God, how that aligns us to find that full healing that God intends for us to have. But it's important that we understand who we are as well. We not neglecting the part that we need to be taking care of our physical aspect, and then we need to take care of our sleep. We need to rest more. We need to take time to reflect more so we can be aligned. All right, overwhelmed, when we are feeling tired, when things is feeling, you feeling pain in your body, feeling anxious. Some people feel anxious, some people feel irritated, some people feel angry, and they might connect that with spiritually that they are weak, right? You can be someone who is faithful. You have faith. You have faith. You know that you love God. You know that you want to love God. You know that you desire the good things that comes from God, right? Your desire is good. Your intentions may be good, but at times you are doing things according to your flesh, according to the state of how you're feeling. Okay, we say walk by the Spirit, but it doesn't matter how spiritual you think you are. It doesn't matter if you're a pastor. It doesn't matter who you are. There are times that you are not in your spirit. There are times that you are not aligned with God. God is always present. He's everywhere at all times. But there are times that your body is reacting before you even get to reflect. Because to change something that you've been doing for years. For a long time, for a long time, to change something that you'll be repetitive doing for a long time, it does not happen overnight. It happens with consistency. It happens with you showing up. It happens with you being aware that you are making these mistakes. It happens with you being aware of who you are. What causes a mother to abandon her child? What is she feeling? I think that's a good question. I cannot really answer that question for other mothers. Only that mother can answer that question. Me as a mother, I don't want to judge anyone for abandoning their children. I don't think I would ever abandon my child. The love that I have for my children and the reason, they are the reason of my living. Obviously, I love God, but before I even had understanding who God is, my desire was to have children. I love my children. Do I make mistake with them? Do I hurt them at times? As I'm healing, as I'm going through my own healing process, the traumas that I had to overcome, we hurt our children. Some people, abandon their children because they feel they're not good enough. They identify with themselves not being a mother. They may their identity is not in motherhood. Some people abandon their children because they don't feel that they financially have the capacity to take care of those children. I know that I'm saying this based on the work I do. It's sad. It hurts to know that. And some people abandon their children because they're going through their own trauma. They're carrying a whole baggage that they just can't do it, right? I don't know, other mothers can share that, but if you are the person who was abandoned, obviously your feeling about it is different. If you are a person who was abandoned, you are carrying hurt that comes from that, because in your mind you might think like, what kind of mother, if you're a mother, because a mother is like, it's like almost you created that being, right? It's like, if I connected with God, it's like, how can God abandon me? Why would he abandon me, right? But from my belief, God never abandoned me. I abandoned God. Things will happen to me in this life because I'm living among people. Things can happen to me because I'm living in the fallen world, right? And that doesn't mean God doesn't care about me. That doesn't mean God doesn't love me, right? I don't think that way, right? But, I think that's a good question. If you are somebody who's been abandoned, I can only imagine the feeling you feel. You know, to feeling abandoned by the person that's supposed to protect you, to feel abandoned by the person that's supposed to take care of you, that hurts. That's a whole process that you have to go through yourself to heal. It's painful because it's like that's the one person out of the whole world, everybody can abandon you, that will hurt the most is for you to feel abandoned by your parents, because you feel they supposed to be the one to protect you. They're supposed to be the one to help you. But, you know, also let's put our feet now as parents. I'm a parent. I'm sure my children's gonna grow up. Sometimes I scream. Sometimes I don't whoop their butt like I used to get whooped. Sometimes I may say things that out of fear to protect them. Sometimes I might say things out of my way of discipline that I think is right. But then in a moment, I'm filled with emotions. And when I'm filled with emotions, I react based on those emotions. I lose self-control. I lose, awareness of, of my being spiritually sometimes. Okay? Moments that we all step out of alignment. Okay? We all step out of the true identity and in alignment with God, not just who we say we are. Because sometimes the way we say who we say we are is connected to our trauma, is connected to the hurt, is connected to the pain, is connected to the emotions. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Roberto. It does destroy. There's so many lives, there's so many people, there's so much going on out here right now that is all connected with some type of abandonment or abuse, emotional neglect. Any moments that you needed the person the most, everybody turned their back on you. And the people who you think supposed to be the best people to support you, like your family, might not be the ones to take a first step to support you. Or maybe they think they are supporting you, but you feel that that's not enough, right? Because you have other expectations. All right? So I want to go to, I want to say that when we look at biology, right? When we look at our biology, who we are, our physical body, our emotions, our the way our body function, our whole biology, right? Our whole biology explains reaction, how we react to things, right? But identity determines direction. So I want to lean into, the part where I'm sharing this because this is what helps me, what helped me to heal. It's what continues to help me to become and continue to help me to grow. It's the faith, okay? So it's like I have my biology as a human. I say I'm human. I make mistakes. The way I react is determined by the state of my mind, the state of my body, the state of my circumstances. But my identity anchor to the one who is. Okay, when I anchor my identity to the one who gives life, when I anchor my identity to the one who think I'm enough, when I anchor my identity to the one who says I am creating his image, there's hope. Okay, there's hope. Some days it may hurt, but then when you have that base, you learn who you are, you identify with who he say he is and who you are, with connection and alignment with him, and we move so we can grow, so we can overcome the hurt. Okay, we cannot change the past, we cannot change the people who hurt us, we cannot change, sorry guys, Daniel Semodi, you don't have to send me stars. Like every time I press go live, I forget to remove that, deactivate that part, and I hate when it goes up. Like, I'm definitely not collecting stars, but thank you anyways. So today, let me turn this down. I don't know if you guys can hear me well. So today I was studying, and before this I wanted to talk about, obviously us healing and overcoming things as we raising children ourselves, and as we, in our career, as people who want to build our faith, whatever you're trying to do in your life, in the process of you growing and want to become a best father or a best mom, when you feeling that you are not doing so well in certain aspects, you find yourself anxious, maybe feeling down, maybe, or you are dealing with depression. You are dealing with depression because of the amount of hurt that you had to overcome, because of the amount of pain that you have experienced because of the experience you had in your life. Book of Exodus. In the book of Exodus, where Moses, when God asked Moses to take the responsibility to get the Israelites to move out of Egypt so they can get out of slavery, when he called Moses, right, and he told Moses, I need you to go and remove them out of slavery and take them out of Egypt. He said, when they ask me who you are, what am I going to say? How am I going to make sure they believe me that you sent me? What am I going to say? Who am I going to say you are? So God said, tell them, I am who I am. He said, tell them that I am. When God said I am, he did not connect himself to anything. He did not connect himself to culture. He did not connect himself to nature. He did not connect himself with anything. He said, I am. And then I am who I am. When we say he's a being, we say he's a spirit. No, he is the being. He's the one that's the creator of everything. So I am. So, and then when we look at the translation in Hebrew, what I am means, it says, it's called Ehiwe Asha Eyuhe. And it means I am who I am. I will be what I will be. I am that I am. Okay. So this means that everything that he connects with is his existence, right? It comes from the verb, the first person, singular imperfect tense, right? Literally, it means I am and I will be. So some of us have gotten to a place where our identity is connected to our trauma. Okay? So we identify ourselves connected to our trauma. We identify ourselves connected. Boa tarde, Gerson. We identify ourselves connected to where we come from. Like as a Cape Verdean, I identify myself with the overall as a Cape Verdean. I'm a very proud Cape Verdean woman. I am. I everywhere I go, everybody will know that I am Cape Verdean. But I don't want to be. My identity does not solely come from me being Cape Verdean. Okay, if I go identify solely with that and with culture, with experience, with past, I am going to continue to carry the trauma, the pain, the hurt, and everything else that comes with it as well. So it's important that we learn to connect ourselves to the one who is the creator of everything. Okay, connect ourselves to where healing is, where we can find healing, right? So if a lot of the times, the reason why we struggle, a lot of things we struggle with, because I might say, I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person. I want to treat people better. But behind my thinking, behind my identity, I believe that I'm not a good person. Behind, if I say I'm a smoker, right? For example, if you smoke a cigarette and you want to quit smoking, but you still identify yourself as I am a smoker, your identity is connected to that. It's going to be harder for you to change that thing. First, we need to change that identity of what I say I am before the change can start to happen. Because the change needs to start happening in the root of my identity first. So if I identify to myself, so trauma, when we connect ourselves with trauma, right? We will say, let me see. I am not enough. I am depressed. I am, I don't know, maybe you can say some things that you may be thinking about, right? But when we in covenant with the one who is the I am, when we in covenant with him, the existence of I am is not because we doing it our own strength, our own power. We say I am because he is. So I could be doing the wrong thing. I could still be reacting based on my trauma. But that does not mean that my identity is connected to those behavior. That's character, maybe. There's some behavior things, right? But your identity needs to be connected to who God says you are if you want the changes to start to happen. Okay? You need to start believing that who he says you are is who you are becoming. Okay? Don't sit there and dwell on everything that you are doing wrong as your identity. Just be aware that what you did is wrong. Okay? Because we need to be aware that and understand that what we doing or the way we going is wrong. But that's not your identity. Don't embrace that because people say, oh, you evil, you mean, you evil. You're never going to change. You're never going to be anything. You are not enough. I abandon you because of this. Don't connect yourself to that identity you collected from the pain. Because that's not going to help you to heal. Yes, I'm glad it's helping. So when like I said, when we are in a covenant with, who God says we are, right? And that means we start to say, I will be who I will be. I will be who God it wants me to be. I will be by the way I show my faithfulness, right? I will show myself faithful. And you don't show yourself faithful just because you as a human, you have read the whole scripture, you read the Bible from the beginning to the end. That doesn't mean that you're the most faithful. People can read the Bible from the beginning to the end. Who makes them faithful is God's grace. God is the one who makes them faithful because God is faithful. Okay? A pastor. I'm not a pastor. A pastor is a human like you. There's moments that he will walk out of covenant. There are moments that he will step out of alignment with God. Okay? But it's because God is faithful and God already chose you, and he will continue to guide you. He will continue to align you to the purpose that he has given you. Okay? It's not because you're perfect. It's not because you have it perfect. It's not because, because you are chosen that you become God. Okay? We are not God. And I think sometimes we go out here, we go online. For example, if I talk to you about mental health, if I talk to you about neuroscience, or I talk to you about biology, I talk to you about psychology, somebody who is so deep into everything is because everything does connect to spiritual. But sometimes before we can get to the spiritual part, we need to help people to understand their mind. Okay? As we teaching people about Christ, we teaching people about God, we also need to teach them about their mind, the state of their mind. We need to teach them about the state of their body. We need to teach them about how to take care of their body, their mind, and then also walk in that faith. Yes, come on and have this conversation, because I think that there's times that when we, I can come and talk to you strictly about, my faith and what the Bible says, but I think sometimes people automatically shut off that space. But before I go, I want to conclude and say that when you are aligned with God, when you align spiritually, okay, when you align spiritually with the one who is the creator, everything else is easier to align everything else. Because he will guide you. He will speak to you. He will show you the areas where you need to heal. He will show you the areas where you're still overcoming. And in that process, there's moments that you're going to go through things that's going to feel painful, because he's helping you to see, okay? Because sometimes we hide things. We put it under the carpet. We don't want to see it. We don't want to talk about it because we're afraid of what we're going to uncover. But God wants you to bring everything on top of the surface so you can face it. Not alone, but you can face it with him, so he can show you, okay, these things that you went through is really painful, but this is what it shaped in you. It gave you this identity that you not paying attention that it has given you. Now let me show you who you are, because I say that's who you are. And then now let me help you that we unpack all these things one by one, little by little, until you feeling ready to move, and you are more aware. You paying attention. You know when you're about to get mad. You know the things that people's gonna do to you that's gonna piss you off. You know the type of environment where you are that you're gonna be at that's gonna trigger you, and you know that, okay, I am not going to do this by myself. I'm going to pray about it. I'm angry, but before I react, I'm going to pray about it. Before I move, I'm going to read more about it. And then I'm going to educate myself so I can move in alignment with the spirit, so I can move in alignment with the truth. Okay? Don't close your mind into learning other aspects of who we are, who God created us to be, because there's nowhere in the Bible that God says that your body is not important. There's nowhere in the Bible that God says that knowing your emotions is not important, because he created us with all the things that we have. He created us with everything we have, and he knows that we was going to struggle with the things we have. So when we have faith alone, without actions, without taking steps, without taking actions, without doing things, with intentions, and knowing that I'm doing this because I want this area of my life to change. I'm taking this step because I want this this part of my mindset to be transformed. And then as you're moving, we grow, okay? As we're moving, we feel more aligned with God. There's people who say they're spiritually, but they struggle so much with anger. They struggle so much with fornication. They struggle so much with anxiety. They struggle so much with depression. They struggle so much with their mental health. But they get to the point that they might even feel discouraged because they feel that God is not working in those areas for them. But no, God is giving you an answer right there in front of your face. He's telling somebody to tell you, hey, go work out, go for a walk. Hey, take some time to reflect. Take some time to wake up early and read your book, or, be aware of the negative things that's going through your mind. Pray about it. Remove yourself from this environment. He's telling you, hey, you need to go see a doctor, but you're not listening because you just want to spiritualize everything. But he told you that iron sharpen iron, so men sharpen one another. He told you that the way he will speak through you is through his Holy Spirit, and through the face of others, okay? That he will talk to you through somebody else. We all here for each other. So you're not here by yourself, because if God wanted you to be here by yourself, okay, he wouldn't give us different experience and different purpose and different things that we are different about. Even some of the experience before you go, Roberto Carlos, before you go, there's some experience that you experience yourself in your life, okay? And that doesn't mean there's not great things to come out of you. Some of the things that we face, some of the pain, some of the abandonment, okay, that we face in life, awaken you in a purpose for you to help somebody else who may be going through the same thing that you was going through. It may be, your life can serve those who are following whatever path that you fell behind in the past that led you to where you went, or whatever somebody else did to you that led you to the pain. There's something there that you have in you that God will want you to teach somebody else. Your experience does not have to be in vain. Your experience can bring light into the life of other people. And that light, as we bring light into the life of other people, there's light that will shine through you. And then sometimes in helping somebody else, it's not that, oh, you perfect already for you to be able to help somebody else. No. As you, the things you have overcome, as you help somebody understand the things you have overcome, then you continue to find healing. You continue to find answers sometimes through your experience of helping. In the helping, you encounter somebody, and then they'll say something to you that answer a question that you already had in your own mind for yourself. If you had been abandoned by your parents, and if you feel abandoned by your families, just know that, I would say this with a comfort, like I grew up without my father because he passed, is that knowing that God is with you, he'll never leave you, never forsake you. Even when you don't feel him, even when you may think he's not there, he is there with you. Always pray and ask for his presence. Always pray and ask for his healing. always pray, ask him to calm your heart and your mind when you're feeling the pain and in the trauma, things arising in your body and your spirit. And stay hopeful, stay faithful, and know that you are enough, you are loved, you are a great creation God created. No matter what circumstances you faced in the past, that does not have to define your destiny. It does not have to define where you're going. Where you're going now, from now moving forward, we are adults. We're gonna make choices, but with the help of the Lord, you can move in the destination where there's more purpose, more life, and more meaning. Okay, so and I am very sorry for anybody who experienced things like that. I think all of us at some point feel some type of experience of abandonment, of hurt, or some type of experience of neglect. But it's good that we're aware of those things, but we don't embrace those things as our identity. Okay, we don't embrace those things that, you know, that determines our future. That's what's going to determine our destiny. We use that to empower us to move forward with strength and to you know, God said he would take the things that everybody think mean nothing, that they think is trash. He will shame those who think they're wise. He will shame those who think they're better. He will bring it to their face. He will take you from the ground and bring you up to show that he is God. So believe, move in that belief, move in that power, and continue to take some time to reflect, to think about the areas and the things that you know, when you're doing life, bring meaning to you, so you can live a life with meaning and purpose and fulfillment. That's all you can do. People's gonna say what they want to say about you. People's gonna do the things they want to do because they're just gonna do what they want to do. But that doesn't mean we have to react to what they have to be doing. Sometimes we react because we get in that, you know, we get triggered when we react. But let's keep working, you know, that we don't be reactive. That instead we learn to walk by the Spirit. We learn to respond with more intelligence. And when we do react, we go back, take a step back, reflect, and we have to be aware for ourselves. At least you know, okay, dang, that was wrong. And then we move forward. This is what I wanted to share today. I hope that I didn't go all over the place. And thank you for participating, Roberto, because I think that brought, you know, that helped me get more in touch with what I wanted to say. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day.